So we have here the Huawei Mate 20 Pro on my left and the Huawei Mate 20X on my right. These are two of the four new phones that Huawei launched in London 2 weeks ago as part of its Mate 20 flagship series. This line of phones also includes a standard Mate 20, which is really like a smaller, weaker version of this phone, and a Porsche designed Mate 20 that's ridiculously pricey. It's like 1,600 euros. So it's like a luxury collector's item more than an actual phone for consumers. So as you can see, there are some clear differences between these two phones, just the physical size. But these two phones also have a lot of similarities. So we'll cover those first. So they both run on Kirin 980. That's Huawei's latest chipset. It's a 7 nanometer systems on a chip, and it is the most powerful mobile processor right now in Android. They both run on Android 9 with Huawei's EMUI software skin on top. They have the exact same camera module too. It's a triple camera system with a whopping 40 megapixel main camera, a 20 megapixel wide angle lens, and an 8 megapixel telephoto sensor. The selfie camera is the same too, 24 megapixel selfie. So in terms of performance, whether it's playing games or taking photos, it's going to be exactly the same. Now let's take a look at the differences. So the Mate 20X has an obviously much larger screen, 7.2 inches. The Mate 20 Pro has a 6.4 inch panel. They're both OLED displays, so they both look very nice, but the Mate 20 Pro screen curves on both sides like a Samsung Galaxy. And personally, I think it's a little bit more aesthetically pleasing than the completely flat panel on the Mate 20X. Now, the Mate 20 Pro's display also has a higher resolution. It's Quad HD compared to the 1080p panel on the Mate 20X. But to be honest, most people will not be able to see the difference between 1080p and Quad HD. You really have to have really good eyesight and play maybe like a 4K video just to maybe see the difference. Now, of course, the Mate 20 Pro also has a much larger notch. The reason for that is because the Pro has a real 3D face scanning system, just like the one found on the iPhone XS and iPhone X. The Mate 20X only has a selfie camera in the notch with no 3D face scanning system. So this phone can still do face unlock, but it's a simple 2D face unlock. It's not as secure. The Mate 20 Pro also has an in-display fingerprint reader, so I can unlock my phone by pressing my finger on the screen or using face unlock, whereas the Mate 20X has a more traditional rear fingerprint sensor. So you can tell Huawei really wanted to make the Pro a more premium feeling device. In addition to the curved screen, the phone really has no visible speaker grills. Instead, sound comes out from the USB-C port, which is an interesting development. I've never seen this in a smartphone before. And sound also comes out from this tiny earpiece right here. The Huawei Mate 20X has a more traditional build with visible speaker grills down below and at the top of the phone, and sound also comes out from the top. So that means the Huawei Mate 20X actually has a louder speaker, can pump out fuller sound than the Mate 20 Pro. So just by virtue of having a larger screen, smaller notch, and better speakers, that makes the Huawei Mate 20X a better media consumption and gaming device than the Huawei Mate 20 Pro. Watching videos or playing games on this thing is just a joy because the screen is just so large and the speakers are really good. So since both phones have the exact same camera module, they take the exact same photos. And it's safe to say both of these phones are among the very best camera phones right now. They might just be the best. Huawei uses the main 40 megapixel lens along with the other two cameras to combine all the data for images at night that are just very stunning, very crisp. This is one of the best, if not the best, low light camera available. Now, Huawei has taken a page out of LG's playbook by introducing a wide-angle lens, and I'm a big fan of the wide-angle lens because it just allows you to get more into the frame without needing to back up. So now you might be wondering which phone is better for you. Well, the Huawei Mate 20X is a little bit cheaper. It starts at 5,698 Hong Kong dollars right now, while the Huawei Mate 20 Pro starts at 6,378 Hong Kong dollars. Now, since Huawei prices varies, I think it's safe to say that in general, the Pro, it's about 150 US dollars more than the X. Now, for most people, I think the X might actually be the better purchase because all the bonuses of the Pro, such as the in-display fingerprint reader and the 3D face unlock, those are not things that are actually necessary. I mean, tech geeks might like them, but the average user have no use for them. So you can actually get almost the same phone and in some ways better for less money if you buy the X. Now, of course, the X is really large, so if you have smaller hands or you just don't like lugging around something that bulky, then you have to reconsider. But if you have money to splurge, then the Mate 20 Pro might just be the phone to get, because this is probably the phone of the year, or at least the best Android of the year.